Good morning to you. Lovely to see you again. It's Friday, and I wanted to speak this morning, or felt this morning, to speak about a guy called Zacchaeus, and a read from Luke 19 and verse 1, which says, "He entered Jericho and was passing through." This is Jesus. "And behold, there was a man named Zacchaeus. He was a chief tax collector, and he was rich. And he was seeking to see who Jesus was. But on account of the crowd, he could not, because he was small in stature. So he ran on ahead and climbed up into a sycamore tree to see him, for he was about to be passing that way. And when Jesus came to the place, he looked up and said to him, 'Zacchaeus, hurry and come down, for I must stay at your house today.' So he hurried and came down and received him joyfully. And when they saw it, they all grumbled, 'He's gone in to be the guest of a man who is a sinner.' And Zacchaeus stood and said to the Lord, 'Behold, Lord, the half of my goods I give to the poor, and if I have defrauded anyone of anything, I restore it fourfold.' And Jesus said to him, 'Today salvation has come to this house, since he is also a son of Abraham. For the Son of Man came to seek and to save the lost.'" Zacchaeus. So Zacchaeus is an interesting character. First off, he's a Jew. The second thing is he's a tax collector. Worse than that, he's the chief tax collector, so he's in charge of the taxes. So the tax collectors at that time were Jews collecting taxes for the Roman Empire from their own people, so incredibly unpopular. Most of them were seen as traitors, and actually when Jesus talks about them, he talks about them, "Are you as bad as a tax collector?" They're often seen with prostitutes. They're held in that same category of dislike within their society. So Zacchaeus, who is short, as it says, climbs up a tree. He's a chief tax collector, hated by his people, and he wants to see Jesus come past. It says that he's rich. A lot of the tax collectors, shall we say, creamed some off the top. So what they would generally do is collect more than they were actually due, which was really bad. And they would keep that for themselves. So not only did they collect taxes for the Roman Empire, but they defrauded their own people, which was obviously a massive no-no. So we have Zacchaeus, who's stuck up a tree, and Jesus walks past. He wants to see Jesus. I'm sure, like me, you want to see Jesus. But there is a moment in Zacchaeus' life when everything changes. And he thinks that he's just going to be able to see Jesus from a distance and watch him go by. But it's Jesus who turns and looks at Zacchaeus. Can you imagine? You're stuck up a tree thinking nobody can see me up here. I'll be okay. There's a crowd down below. Zacchaeus couldn't get through the crowd. He's in a tree. Jesus walks by, stops and looks at him and speaks straight to him. Not just points to him and said, "Oh, you up in the tree, I'm coming to your house today." He speaks and says, "Zacchaeus, today I'm coming to stay at your house." Wow, can you imagine that? "Darren, I'm coming to stay at your house today." How would that feel? Well, Zacchaeus has an interesting response. Zacchaeus comes down from the tree and he says, "I'll give half of everything I own to the poor. And anybody who I have mistreated, who I've defrauded, I'll give back fourfold everything I've taken from them." There is a look from the King, a look from the King of Kings and Lord of Lords, a look into the eyes of God, which itself is sobering, which causes us to look within. And I ask this question of me and you today. Just one look from the King, and how does that change your heart today? What would he say about your life? What would he say about the things that you do? A reflection in the face of Jesus that causes us to look within and to change, as Zacchaeus did. We contrast that to the rich man. Zacchaeus was rich. There was another rich man who turned around to Jesus, and Jesus said to him, "Give up everything that you own and come and follow me." And the man was sad. The rich man was sad, and he went away because he wasn't prepared to give up anything. He wasn't prepared to change his life to follow Jesus. Are you prepared to change your life to follow Jesus? Are you prepared to give up what it takes, the things that you hold on to dearly, your time, your energy? Are you prepared to give up those things to be able to follow Jesus? Let us be as Zacchaeus was. Let us be the people who, in the face of our Lord Jesus, decide to turn and to change. God bless you today. If you want extra reading, then I would suggest a read through the whole of Luke 19 and 20, and I'll see you tomorrow morning. God bless you. Have a wonderful day.